Hello, and welcome to Trinity Church United Methodist in Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. Sit back and take in the history of our church from its early beginnings in Beaver Dam to where we are today.
In 1841, Thomas Mackey and his son-in-law Joseph Ketchus were the first to make Beaver Dam their home after making a few trips to the area. After 2 short years, nearly 100 people resided here as the first cabins were being built. Their neighbors were the Sioux, Chippewa, Kickapoo, Sauk, Fox, and the Ho-Chunk Indians. These tribes lived, hunted, and fished in the area for centuries, utilizing the natural spring water found in the sacred springs in the current-day Swan City Park. In 1846, the Methodist Church began in Beaver Dam. With a class of 5 members, they met in the cabin of L.H. Marvin at the north end of Beaver Street Bridge, where Park Plaza is now, located on 233 Front Street. They were part of the Horicon Mission. The group consisted of Reuben Dexter and his wife, and a Mr. Peters and his wife, and a Mary Baldwin. In 1847, construction of the first church building on the southwest corner of Beaver Street and West Maple Avenue was constructed. The German church built 2 churches in the late 1800s, one in 1871 at North Spring and West 3rd Streets, and the second in 1895 on the corner of South Spring and Washington Street. In 1917, we saw the end of the use of the German language in worship, and in 1929, they changed their name to Bethel Church. In 1933, the 2 Methodist churches merged, and the congregation at that time numbered about 500. The pastor, John T. Bowden, was appointed to Beaver Dam from 1935 to 1944. Following a brief meeting that lasted 6 minutes, a 3-year building fund campaign was launched in 1945. The church celebrated its centennial in 1946 with the Reverend Marvin Schilling serving as pastor. Moving forward, in 1947, the church purchased the property on the corner of Oneida Street and Grove Street. This is now our education wing. In 1951, Lloyd Foster arrived in Beaver Dam to serve our church. With the building fund currently underway, groundbreaking for our present church was held on March 23, 1952. Let the building begin. Just 1 year and 1 week later, on March 29, 1953, the cornerstone for our new church was placed. With much excitement and anticipation, on August 30, 1953, the first service was held in the present sanctuary. This was the homecoming service for former pastors. The sanctuary and fellowship hall were built at a cost of approximately $200,000. In 1957, the parsonage on 301 Oneida Street was purchased. It was dedicated to service on February 1st, 1959. Trinity Church was continuing to grow and serve the Beaver Dam community. With the growth came the need for the education wing to be added, and the old home used as a parsonage previously, the church school was demolished. This was done in 1960 at the cost of $160,000.
Our lay leader, Dr. Charles Sterenberg, stated, "A child can be born healthy, but he cannot be born educated." The Bureau of Census tells us that the number of children coming into elementary grades in the next 3 to 5 years will increase 50 to 60%. It takes little imagination to see what such an increase would do to our present crowded school conditions. Our commission and responsibility is evident. We must prepare for tomorrow. May our prayers be at God's help in our efforts as a united church family.
On September 8, 1968, over 300 children began their church school in the newly refurbished rooms. Trinity Church was dedicated as a debt-free church on November 3, 1968. The Andrew Hill Mansion on 316 Oneida Street was offered to Trinity Church United Methodist in 1972 for $39,000 with the intent of eventually using the lot for parking. It was initially used as a parsonage.